legacy we call the United States of America. We join Mr. Henry now as he is about to address the delegates in St. John's Church.
Mr. President, no man thinks more highly of the patriotism as well as abilities of the very worthy gentleman who just addressed the House tonight. But different men often see the same subject in different lights, and therefore I hope it will not be thought disrespectful to those gentlemen if, entertaining as I do, opinions of a character very opposite to theirs, I shall speak forth my sentiments freely and without reserve. This is no time for ceremony. The question before the House is one awful moment for this country. For my own part, I consider it as nothing less than a question of freedom or slavery. And in proportion to the magnitude of the subject ought to be the freedom of the debate. It is only this way that we can hope to find the truth and to fulfill the great responsibility which we hold to God and our God. Should I keep back my opinions at such a time for fear of giving offense? I should consider myself as guilty of treason toward my country and an act of disloyalty to the majesty of heaven, which I revere above all earthly kings. Mr. President, it is natural for man to indulge in illusions of hope. We're apt to shut our eyes against the painful truth and listen to the song of that siren when she transforms us into beasts. Is this the part of life then? Engaged in a great and ardent struggle for liberty? Are we disposed to be of the number of those who, having eyes that see not, and having ears that hear not, the things which so little concern their temporal salvation? For my part, no matter what anguish of spirit it may cause me, I am willing to know the whole truth, to know the worst, and to provide for it. I have but one lamp by which my feet are guided. That is the lamp of experience. I know of no way of judging the future but by the past. And judging by the past, I wish to know what there has been in the conduct of the British ministry for the past 10 years to justify those hopes with which gentlemen have been pleased to solace themselves in the House. Is it that insidious time with which our petition has been lately received? Trust it not, sir. It will prove a snare to your feet. Suffer not yourselves to be betrayed with a kiss. Ask yourselves, how does your gracious reception of my petition comport with the warlike preparations cover our seas to a work of love and reconciliation. Have we shown ourselves so unwilling to be reconciled that force must be called in to win back our love? Let us not deceive ourselves, sir. These are the implements of war and subjugation. The last arguments to which kings resort. I ask you, what means this martial array? If its purpose be not to force us to submission. Can Job assign any other possible motive to it? As Great Britain, any enemy in this mortal world, to call for all this accumulation of navies and armies? No, sir. She has none. They are meant for us. They can be meant for no other. They are sent over to plan and driven upon us. Those chains which the British ministry has been so long forging. And what have we to oppose them? Shall we drop argument? Sir, we have been trying that for the past 10 years. Have we anything new to offer up on the subject? Nothing. We have held the subject up every line of which it is capable. But it has been all in vain. Shall we resort to entreaty and humble supplication? What terms shall we find which have not always been exhausted? Let us not, sir, I beseech you, deceive ourselves. We have done everything that can be done to avert the storm that is now coming on. We have petitioned. We have demonstrated. We have supplicated. We have prostrated ourselves before the throne and implored its interposition to arrest the tyrannical hands of the ministry and parliament. Our petitions have been slighted. Our remonstrances have produced additional violence and insult. Our supplications have been disregarded, and we have been spurned with contempt from the foot of the throne. In vain after these things may we indulge in the fond hope of peace and reconciliation. There is no longer any room for hope. If we wish to be free, if we mean to preserve inviolate those inestimable privileges for which we have been so long contending, if we mean not to basely abandon the noble struggle in which we have been so long engaged, and in which we have pledged ourselves never to abandon until the glorious object of our contest shall have been obtained, we must fight. I repeat it, sir, we must fight. An appeal to arms and the God of hosts is all that is left us. They say, sir, we are weak, unable to cope with so formidable an adversary. Will it be when we are totally disarmed and our British guards will be stationed at every house? Shall we gather strength through irresolution and inaction? Shall we gain the effectual means of resistance by lying supinely on our back and hugging the elusive phantom of hope until our enemies shall have bound us hand and foot? If we make proper use of those means which the God of nature has placed within our power, 3 millions of people armed in the holy cause of liberty, and in such a country as that which we possess, are invincible against any force our enemy can send against us. And besides, sir, we shall not fight our battles alone. There is a just God who presides over the destinies of nations and who will rise up for us to fight our battles for us. The battle is not to the strong alone, but to the vigilant, to the active, to the brave. And besides, sir, we have no election if we were base enough to desire it. It is now too late to retire from the contest. There is no retreat. But in submission and slavery, our chains are forged, and they're going to be maybe heard on the plains of Boston. The war is inevitable, and let it come. I repeat it, sir, let it come. It is in vain, sir, to extenuate the matter. Gentlemen, they cry, peace, peace. But there is no peace. The war is actually begun. The next gale that sweeps from the north shall bring to our ears the clash of resounding arms. Our brethren are already in the field. Why stay we here idle? What is it that gentlemen wish? What would they have? Is life so dear? Peace so sweet as to be purchased at the price of chains and slavery? Forbid it, Almighty God. I know not what force